So that sounds pretty good right there, but we have to make a couple of more fine adjustments. So we have the bass at its normal octave, but not using chord memory. And we have the other three tones, the electric piano, the voice, and the string, octave shifted 2 octaves up, but using chord memory. Now we have up here, we have the lead. Up here, we have it not shifted at all, but we have a split between it and all the other parts. Now, here's the fine adjustments we're going to have to do. So if I'm going ahead and I have my lead, so I have my lead, I'm using my pitch bend, and that sounds all wonderful, but check it out. If I'm using my pitch bend here, it's also going to react down in my other parts. So we need to go ahead and turn that off. So I'm going to press and hold shift, hit the part view, and let's cursor back up. And we're going to cursor to the right, and we're going to go to the MIDI receive filter right here. So I need to go into part 1, and you can see it tells what it is. Receive program change, bank select, okay. Receive pitch bend. So for those first 4, I'm going to turn it to off. Great. So now, pitch bend doesn't work for those first 4 tones, and it only works for here. Okay, now let's do something else. Now I don't have a sustain pedal hooked up, but if you're doing this kind of stuff, you're probably going to want to use the sustain pedal. So I don't want the sustain pedal to receive the MIDI from the keys from the lead. So let's go ahead and do that now. Oh, we'll go back to modulation. I know some of you noticed that right away. So we're going to go over here and we're going to tell our lead, here you go, receive hold. The lead, remember, is in part number 5. We're going to turn that off. But we're going to go ahead and go back to modulation, because when we use lead, different leads, we push forward, we have that modulation LFO kind of kicking in. So I'm going to tell it to turn off for the other tones, or else I would have this. And we don't want that, so we'll turn it off over here. So now we should have a pretty good time. We can have our lead, pretty cool. Now let's add one more lead and kind of fatten it up, and you see what's going on here. So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go to part 6, and let's add something else. So here we go, the synth pad section. I'm going to press enter, and let's find another quick lead. And let's see how that one works. So obviously it's doing the ARP, so we'll turn that off. And let's go ahead and turn on the keyboard switch. Sounds pretty cool, but don't forget, it's also on down here. So shift, and there we go. Now it matches that first lead. Now let's press and hold shift, go to part view, and let's adjust. Let's make him just like that first lead. So the first lead and the second lead will not receive the hold message. Okay, so if we have a sustain holding the lower tones and the bass, those will work, but they will not receive pitch bend or modulation. The lead section will receive pitch bend modulation, but it won't receive hold. So that's pretty cool. Now let's do one more thing, just for fun. Let's see how it goes. Let's go ahead and take that secondary lead and let's adjust its pitch. Let's see, we have that lead, the first lead, number 1, at, we haven't adjusted anything. Let's go ahead and play with this one. Let's adjust him down 1 octave. Sounds kind of cool. Let's adjust him up 1 octave instead. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and put him down 1 octave. And now let's exit And of course, let's adjust their volumes together. So who's going to be the lead guy? The lead. So I'm going to put number 5, and that's that first lead. And I want him to cut over everybody. Let's hit number 6 and adjust that lead. So there we go. We just created a pretty cool chord memory layer with 3 tones having the chord memory, and they're octave shifted up 2 octaves because we have to put them down in the lower section. We have a bass also layered, but it is not receiving the chord memory. And then we put a split on the keyboard right here, put a split, so all those guys are down here. But we have our lead, which is also layered with another lead, and they're octave shifted 1 octave between them. And so it's pretty cool. So let's give it a quick listen. And we're playing in the key C. If you want to play in a different key, you go to chord memory and you just go ahead and choose what key you want it to be in. So that way the chord memory follows your key. Okay, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's switch this to F right there. There we go, there's F, and select. So now, so pretty cool. You guys try this at home. And almost forgot, let's save it. So let's go ahead and write real quick. It's a studio set, so go ahead and save it. And we're gonna rename it. On this one, I might go ahead and see, I know it's an EP. I'm gonna change that Vox to VO, and I'll get rid of that. And I'll get rid of the R, so let's delete here. I know it's a bass. Let's insert, and I might put LD for lead. There we go, and now we have it. Now we have to choose where we want to put it. And remember, this was our first example with just the basic layer. And here's the layer with the bass included. And now we have an initialized. Let's select and let's write it there. Yes, I am sure. And so now we have a great example of chord memory with bass going and a layered lead section, and it's already set up to go, so I can hook up my hold pedal, use it for church, use it for a live gig, so I can sound even fuller. And anyway, you guys try this at home. Take your time. If you get confused, kind of go back on some of the earlier videos and learn some of the basics first. And you guys take care, and we'll talk to you later. Oh, before I forget, the next couple videos, we're going to show how to actually use this inside a sequence. So you guys can go ahead and make some pretty cool stuff with just one finger. All right, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you later.